Hello kids. All right, I pulled an oracle card for us and I pulled deep knowing. So this one's all about our intuition and connecting with that deeper part of ourselves. The part that is actually like connected to like a source, to a more expansive energy than what we're used to. And typically we're taught to ignore this part of us, and that ends up causing some problems in life. Now, I really sat and thought about this card because I had to think about even my role. So I work as a school psychologist, which is a scientist practitioner. We are all about the data, and there's a reason for that. We have to be able to sort through people's filters, confirmation biases, and just different ways of seeing the world, because we know as humans, like our subconscious mind can often drive things, and the subconscious programming comes from life experiences, and everybody has different life experiences, and then that becomes the filter of which we see the world. And so when we're thinking about like even my job, it's like, okay, we have to look and see like the data, right? The concrete evidence of what's going on, and then allow that to guide us in what we decide to do or evaluate the situation and moving forward, which is like the opposite of tapping into our intuition. So I understand and I definitely appreciate the value of looking for the observable. The issue is like we end up being so much about the material, the things that we can touch, feel, smell, like with our senses, that we forget that there's also an energy that lies within us that is able to connect with a truth that does not make sense, especially to like the observable. So in science, we tend to, that's all we focus on. Like science, in order to do the scientific method, we have to be able to observe things. That's how we can test and retest and come to conclusions. But when we're talking about energies, like that's not something that we can observe. And so it tends to be dismissed. And yet that's like a truth that's more fundamental than what we can see. And quantum physics is helping us get to that point, because they're able to see things at a quantum level and understand the reality of energies and the power that these energies hold. So it's almost allowing the hard sciences to get into this like spiritual expansion. So we end up then, because of these different forces and because of maybe our biases or whatever, we ended up making science like a religion. Science becomes like the God. And yet, like, then we're cutting out a huge part of who we really are. And so when we have like this deep knowing card, it is a call to connect back with the intuition, to be like hypersensitive, to be able to tap into this knowing that's deeper than just like your conscious thoughts or your subconscious programming. But we have to first be aware that we have subconscious programming, because we don't want to confuse intuition with this programming, because that can create a lot of problems too. So it is a practice. It's why we say like doing a daily practice, and radical self-awareness is so key to this, so that you can kind of dissect like, where is this feeling, this sensation coming from? Is it coming from old patterns? Is it coming from fear? Or is it coming from something deeper and more pure, like your intuition or like source? And we really like, this is a time where we really have to be connected with that. So it's saying like you're invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you'll receive answers from unusual sources. First, we have to tap into that, and we have to be able to sort through and understand what are the deeper parts of us that's coming and connected to source. If we aren't giving ourselves time every day to come back into contact with that, then we're not going to be able to find that. We're often going to think that what's intuition is actually a conditioning or a programming. So it takes dedication, it takes exploration, it takes commitment to uncovering and connecting with that deeper truth. And we need it now more than ever, as we can see in society, there's all this information about like fake news. There's just a lot of conflicting information. We can't always believe what we see now. And so we have to be able to tap into something deeper than that, so we can make the best decisions for ourselves and those that we love, and for our soul's journey, so we're not being misguided in any way. And if we're able to tap into that, then we feel it on a subtle level. And like this card saying is like, sometimes it makes absolutely no sense, and sometimes it flies in the face of everything that is observable, but there's just a deeper knowing that can just like, and it's not, you shouldn't feel like fear with it. It's awareness, and it's like a drive, and it feels like clarity. And then that's where we can move forward. And so other people might question you, other people, they're thinking like it doesn't make sense, but when you're just like, there's just something stirring, and then we have to act on that. So in order to get there, like we have to provide time and space in order to tap into it and become friends with our intuition, and to be able to sort through what's real and what isn't, what's part of just our human disease, or just being human. So there you go. There's your deeper knowing. So if maybe there's something going on in your life where you are looking for answers, and you are trying to figure out like the next step, and this would be a time to get in touch with that deeper knowing, to be able to sort through what feels like fear and conditioning, and what feels like source energy moving through you to help you, guide you. Because when we do that, then everything is working out for us.